Hey guys, Bitcoin Millionaire here again, Twitter. Thanks for joining my channel. I did my maiden voyage. It's a short video to take off to see, test market and whatnot. Don't know much about YouTube, so the comments were turned off because it was supposed to be child friendly. You learn as you go. Anyway. Appreciate you coming here to the Bitcoin Conspiracy Theory channel. One of the things I wanted to talk about today, very interesting. If you look around, Mass Mutual is a 169-year-old insurer. That insurance company has been around that long. About 2.5 weeks ago, they invested $100 million, not a million, $100 million in purchased Bitcoin. JP Morgan Chase tried to make their own coin because they're getting pissed off and they can't beat the system. So they're trying to make their own coin. Nice try, JP. No. Okay. So they're now starting to get into the bandwagon too and purchasing Bitcoin. Billionaires are purchasing Bitcoin. Banks are purchasing Bitcoin because the banks know that the banks are failing. See what's going on here? Now, JP Chase, let's just call him Chase. I'm not afraid to call him that. That's my own personal bank. I bank with Chase Bank. They're telling us in their own right, they believe that by 2022, they're stated that Bitcoin's going to go tenfold. They're looking at 300,000 per coin. Now this is a bank telling you that. Oh, I'm sorry. The world's biggest bank is saying that, next to Deutsche Bank in Germany. But nonetheless, the banks know that the banks are failing. In a previous video, I mentioned that monies, currencies, cannot go up in value. They can't go up. They're worth what they're worth, but they can be devalued by inflationary policy. So, in the monetary policy. So that's right. Dollars can't, you guys have seen that stupid commercial. In 1920, this $20 bill would buy $20 worth of stuff. Well, duh, it's $20. Today, it buys $1 worth of, okay, there you go. But did a $20 bill turn into a dollar bill? Did it go poof? No, it's a $20 bill. That commercial's right. It only bought X number of goods and services compared to what it did in 1920. So the battle between gold, silver, precious metals, Bitcoin, and the monetary system. Dollars cannot go up in value. Yen, ruble, euro. And again, I mentioned, you can't buy euro stock. You can't buy yen or peso stock. There's no such thing. You can't invest in cash. Now, again, I'm not going to get into this. You can trade pairs in Forex. That's not buying stock. That's trading pairs. Stocks and bonds go up and down. Money can only go down in value. It either stays the same or goes down. We established that in my first video. And this is always unscripted, guys. I want your opinions, by the way. There's a reason why I'm doing video number 2. I need opinions. I now have the ability to have the power for you guys to comment. This channel is going to be the our channel, not the my channel. Your comments are more than important. They're impervious to the success of this channel in itself. Bitcoin Conspiracy Theory will be based on your comments and what the general public wants to talk about. Once again, naysayers, you hate Bitcoin, come on board. Tell me why. People who are for it, tell me why. I need comments. Comment will be the content that we will talk about in the future video structure. Now, that was JP, right? I told you, kind of going back to the beginning, JP Morgan is saying 10x. Great. 2020 was an incredible year. COVID has ruined everything, and we expect to continue to do even more damage. Actually, quite honestly, I'm an analytic, if you haven't noticed. Highly driven analytic. I keep abreast of everything that goes on the CDC, Centers for Disease Control. I have access to it through government website. There's a reason for that. and I know that you guys in the general populace don't, but COVID's done very well this morning. Very, very well. It's wiped out an unbelievable amount of people. What a horrible shame. We're up at 1.776 million, almost 1.8 million deaths worldwide, 81,364 plus cases and 57,484 recovered. Interestingly enough, I know this is Bitcoin conspiracy theory channel. This has a lot to do with it. When I first got involved in December of last year, no, not February, December of last year is when COVID came out in the US. It wasn't publicized. I know somebody that actually had it. That's how I know. But I noticed the cases versus recoveries. When we first started, it was 100 cases, 10,000 cases, and 9,000 recoveries. And then 100,000 cases and 85,000 recoveries. Well, I watched that number grow into the millions. And we were looking at, and this is all about BTC, guys. I was looking at the processes of how many cases versus how many recoveries, and I watched that number spread to where I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited a whole year for a 20 million spread. What that means is, let's say there's 50 million cases, 30 million recovered, 20 million didn't. Okay, we're at 81 million versus 57 million recovered. So I'm watching the 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, and so on. Where this has to come into play with the Bitcoin conspiracy theory is the more cases that are created, prediction, tax time next year, April 15th, no further than April 30th of 2021. We'll have 125 million cases. Cases, not deaths. We're at 81 million now. It took 11 and a half months to get to 81 million. 1.7 million deaths. It will take half the time, physically half the time, 4.5 to 5 months, which will be April, to double the deaths. I stated this on Facebook at 1.5 million, double the deaths to 3 million deaths. There will be 3 million deaths by April. Not kinda, not sorta, not maybe. 81 million cases, 1.25 million cases by then, because we were at half at the beginning of December. Recoveries, we're looking at 57, 67, 77, 80. All right, so we're 24 million spread, difference between cases versus recovery, 24 million. That should be about 40 plus million. Why is that important? It's not how many deaths that happen. Let's have 500 billion deaths, doesn't matter. It's the spread between the amount of cases versus the recovery. That's how many suckers are running around spreading it on your butt. That's why that number matters. The wider that spread, the more contagious this is, the less control that the governments have, the more that Bitcoin will go up. Again, the conspiracy theory channel was designed here to talk about why is Bitcoin here for this purpose. Corona has a very large play as to why we're sitting at $27,000 per coin. You kidding me? $27,000 for one Bitcoin? No stock in history other than Berkshire Hathaway, which was about 15 million a share at one point plus, has ever done that. Bitcoin went from a penny to 27,000 a share. We're talking over 1,000,000% increase in a 10-year spread. No stock has done that in human history. No stock's done 10,000, or I'm sorry, no stock has done 100,000 times. It's done 10,000 times. So the purpose for this video is to get your comments. Start commenting. Say, hey, even though I am Bitcoin Millionaire on Twitter, and yes, you can look me up, my name's Doug Covert. Not afraid to share that with you. I need your information and input so we can compile all these things together. The theory behind Bitcoin was created just like I believe, I'm not going to get into it, Corona was created. It wasn't sitting in the earth for 900 years. Then hey, let's come on out today. Come on. It was lab created, designed to take out countries. That's why Bitcoin's the savior. That's my theory. That's my channel. we can talk about that. Won't get into too much in-depth about it. I'll get off the Corona kick, but this is part of the reason why Bitcoin's screaming high. And we're going to see we'll see about 33.8 to 34,100 per Bitcoin, and then a pullback. And then we're going to go past 35,000. And that'll happen soon. I don't expect it to be in the next 30 days. It's possible. It's probable more than it's possible. Why would a stock, which it's not a stock, why would a stock ever keep driving upward? This is the first time in history that Bitcoin went up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down. Usually goes up, up, up. I've seen it crash 80%. We all have. It was over. 17 was the peak, 17 was the crash. Again, the reason my belief system, knowing some people that I know who are in high places that I'm not allowed to mention, Bitcoin was created in an inside job. Now the Corona has destroyed the governments they don't print money. There's only 4, we'll get into this. There's only 4 printeries in the US. And I'll get into that here in just a minute. But nonetheless, anyway, 4 US mints: Philly, Denver, San Fran, West Point. West Point. They don't print money anymore. Printing is not done. What? The feds print money? No, they don't. No, they don't. The Denver Mint, yes, I'm from Denver, Colorado. That's where I reside. Denver Mint does not print cash, period. They mint coins, and they have not done that in a long time. There's cobwebs on those machines. What the Federal Reserve does is it takes an allotment, digitized number on a ledger. Ledger. Ever heard of that word before, Bitcoiners? That's right, ledger. Takes it on a ledger and disperses a certain amount of number, whatever they choose to utilize, and release that under contract to the central banks. The central banks receive that digitized number, and then they're in power. Yes, the Federal Reserve is in power to release. The central bank systems and the central banks, and there's only a few of those, now have the funds, and they diversify those funds to the branch banks. You ever been to a branch bank? Of course you have, because you're not allowed in a central bank. You don't have the clearance. You don't walk into a central bank and say, I'd like to open an account. That's not what that is. That's a depository, okay? Bitcoin was built on that ledger's concept. Okay, I'm stating as fact, and I dare someone to disprove that, because you're not going to. That's why I mentioned the word ledger, and I did it on purpose. That concept behind Bitcoin, the central banks and the central banking system is enabled to be able to see all branch banks' communications and what they're doing. So that's why we have policies such as money laundering. By the way, I'm a financial advisor and insurance broker by trade, so I have to take continuing education credits, real estate license, and several licenses. My 215, which is life, health, annuities, private investments. I got to do those. That's why they have money laundering laws, because a guy can take money like me, flip it, send it here, send it there, and wash it. That's why I don't have one here. Maybe I do. No, I don't. Don't need one. I want you to do yourself a favor. There we go. I want everybody to understand what this is. This is United States dollar. Turn on the back. I'm going to zoom in. You're going to see that pyramid. See that pyramid? See it? All right, see that eye on top? How come the eye is separated from the pyramid? It's separated. That's the all-knowing, all-seeing eye watching over us. It's called control. Screw that. That's what BTC's all about, is taking the power back. So that all-knowing, all-seeing eye is separated from the rest of the pyramid on a 4-square, okay, square symmetrical unit. It's separated to control the masses. That's what that, and I dropped the thing. That's what that crap is, and why it is continuously printed on the US dollar. Now, we have the state insignia. We don't need this crap. What's it doing here on every dollar bill? Why do they keep putting this here? Bitcoin Conspiracy Theory channel, welcome. Because the governments are a conspiracy. In its whole right, that's what they are. You got the Federal Reserve, you got Chase, you got the Rockefellers, on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's all documented everywhere. All right? So they put this on there that we need to control the masses. We need to be all-seeing, all-seeing, all-knowing eye. And looking down and keeping the people poor for control. No more. BTC is here to stay. And it was made to disrupt their BS, lying, worthless POS piece of paper that has no intrinsic value whatsoever. Not some, none. None. It's what you deem what it's worth. That's what the word intrinsic is. All right, this was not supposed to be a long-winded video. This was longer than the other one I had by about 7-8 minutes. You can see I can go off on tangents. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury of Bitcoin Conspiracy Theory channel, I need some content from you. That's why I want you to comment. Say, Doug, you're full of piss and vinegar. Awesome. Why am I, though? Make a paragraph. I need it. We love what you're saying. Why? I need that. Bitcoin doesn't exist. It's all BS. Why? Give me your content. Start making comments. Let's talk about what's important to you. And this is just, I'm here to make friends. This channel is a friendly channel. It's to make friends. That's what it's actually for. It's to make friends, to discuss the topic of Bitcoin, money, monetary system throughout the globe. And everybody's welcome. Get yourself a pizza and a drink. I don't care. Pull a chair up with a hamburger. Let's have some fun. Let's talk. I want content, guys. And I want comments from you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Well, this is Bitcoin Millionaire and the Conspiracy Theory channel. I'm Doug Covert. Subscribe to my channel. Everybody says, no, subscribe. Yeah, actually subscribe. I need your input, right? Comments to me are more important than subscribing. But if you subscribe, then I know that you'll be able to remember to do more content and more comments for us. And I thank you for that in advance. You guys take care. I'll do a little better video next time around. This is just because, remember, the first one we couldn't comment. I didn't know. This one we can. Let's talk about what's important to you. You guys have a great morning. This is December 28th, 2020, signing off at 10:58 a.m. Denver time. Take care.